Most traders aren't losing money because they can't find entries. Let's be honest, finding entries is easy. Open almost any chart, load a few indicators, and you'll have more signals than you know what to do with. The real problem is that a lot of traders are risking capital on opportunities that probably never deserve it in the first place. A signal appears, they jump in, price reverses, and then they start searching for the next better indicator. But usually the issue isn't the indicator, it's that nobody stopped to ask one simple question. Does this opportunity actually deserves risk in this current market? Let me show you what I mean. Right now on the chart, I've got a breakout retest with volatility stop indicator. This indicator automatically marks support and resistance levels, highlights breakouts and retest opportunities, and also include a moving average along with some volatility-based features. At first glance, it looks great. You see levels, you see opportunities, and it feels like all you have to do is follow the signals. But that's exactly where a lot of traders get trapped, because a breakout by itself doesn't mean the market is ready to continue moving in the direction. And if you commit capital to every breakout opportunity that appears, things get ugly very quickly. For example, here's the short opportunity. Looks reasonable. Price breaks the level. The trade loses. Then you get a buy opportunity. Looks good too. That one fails as well. Then another short opportunity appears. Same result. The breakout happened. The follow through didn't. And this is exactly why so many breakout traders struggle. They see price breaks the level and immediately assume the move is going to continue. But market don't move simply because a line was broken. They move when there's enough momentum behind the move. Without momentum, a breakout can turn into a fake out very quickly. Price breaks the level, pulls traders into the market, then snaps right back the other way. So instead of searching for more signals, what we really need is a way to become more selective. We need a risk filter, something that helps us determine whether an opportunity actually deserves capital. That's where we're going to make a small adjustment. For this first indicator, we're going to simplify things. I'm gonna disable the volatility and moving average compounds and keep only what we actually need, the support and resistance levels and the breakout opportunities. That's it, because those levels are what we're using to build trade ideas. Now we need something that helps answer another question. Is the market actually supporting the idea? And that's where the second indicator comes in. This is the range oscillator. Its job isn't to find entries. Its job is to help identify who currently has control of the market. Are conditions favoring buyers or are conditions favoring sellers? For the settings, we're using a minimum range length of 200. A strong bullish momentum will appear in green, a strong bearish momentum will appear in red, and weak conditions will appear in white. You can see the exact settings on the screen. Now let's put all together and look at an actual example on the XAU-USD 5-minute chart. The first thing we see is a resistance level. Eventually price breaks above the resistance. Now if you're only looking at the breakout, you might immediately think about buying. Price broke resistance after all. But before risking capital, let's look at the evidence that the market actually supports the move. We check the range oscillator and notice what's happening. The oscillator is showing bearish momentum. We've got red below the zero line. That tells us conditions are still favoring sellers. So even though we have a breakout opportunity, this is not an opportunity that deserves risk capital. We stay out, no trade. And honestly, that's one of the most important skills in trading, knowing when not to participate, because protecting capital from a low quality setup can be just as valuable as finding a good trade. Now watch what happens next. Price rolls over and moves right back down. That breakout fails. And because we waited for evidence before committing capital, we avoided the trade completely. That's exactly what a trade selection filter is supposed to do. Not generate more signals, help us avoid the wrong ones. Now price starts moving around again and a new resistance level forms. Eventually we get another breakout above resistance. Same question, does this approach deserves risk? This time the answer is yes. The range oscillator is now showing bullish momentum. The market environment has shifted. Conditions are favoring buyers. So this becomes the first breakout in this sequence that actually deserves risk capital. The entry comes from the breakout. The stop loss goes below the recent swing low, and the target is either 1.5 times risk or 2 times risk. Simple. No complicated rules. Now let's keep moving. Price continues higher. Then it starts resting for a bit. A new resistance zone forms. So what do? Nothing. We wait. No prediction. No forcing trades. Eventually, price breaks above that resistance. Then we look for evidence. The range oscillator is still bullish. Conditions are still favoring buyers. So the breakout and the underlying momentum are pointing in the same direction. That makes us another opportunity worth risking capital on. Same stop loss, same target, same process. Let's move forward again. Price pauses, another resistance levels forms, and once again, we're not trying to predict anything. We're simply waiting for the market to show its hand. Eventually, the breakout happens. We check the oscillator, still bullish. Momentum is still supporting the move. So once again, this is an opportunity that deserves consideration. And if you notice, we're doing the same thing over and over. We're not chasing every signal. We're not buying because an indicator printed an arrow. We're simply asking whether the breakout and the market conditions agree with each other. If they don't agree, we stay out. If they do agree, then we have evidence that opportunity may be worth risking capital on. That one small adjustment completely changes the decision-making process. Now let's keep going. Eventually the market starts changing character. Instead of making higher highs, it starts making lower lows. Momentum begins shifting. So now we're no longer interested in buying. We're looking for potential short opportunities. But once again, we're not going to force anything. We wait for a structure. Price pulls back, a support zone forms. Now we have a level to work with. A short opportunity will come from a breakout below the support, so we wait. Eventually, price breaks underneath that level. Now we check the momentum. The range oscillator is showing bearish momentum. Conditions are favoring sellers. The breakout and the market environment agree with each other. That gives us evidence that this short opportunity deserves risk capital. The stop loss goes above the recent swing high, and the target remains exactly the same, either 1.5 hour or 2 hour. That's the entire strategy. Not because it's complicated. Actually, it's pretty straightforward. What makes it useful is that it's selective. The first indicator helps us identify important levels and breakout opportunities, and the second indicator helps us determine whether market conditions are actually supporting those opportunities. And that difference matters because breakout without momentum fail all the time. But when the breakout and the market direction are working together, that's when opportunities become much more interesting. And honestly, that's the biggest lesson from this strategy. It's not really about the indicators. It's about better decision making with your capital.